I just got stuck again in the snow, and it was going to be a winch job, and we've still got quite a long way to go, and I'm exhausted. I know Andreas is exhausted. Everyone's tired of doing this. It is now the next day. It's July 1st to be specific, and it's 36 degrees out here in middle of Idaho, basically. It's cold, and we slept alright actually. Slept pretty good. Had quite a few layers on, so we weren't really prepared for temperatures this low. So today we're going to continue piling through the snow, and we have made so little progress. We were so close to the summit of the hill, and we're looking forward to an easier descent. I managed to plow through the last few patches of snow to the top, where I promptly got stuck again. So we're about maybe 0.1 of a mile from camp, and we've reached the summit of the hill. So it's no longer going up, but in the past it's been like little patches of snow that we have to get over, and then there's dirt behind it. And with this at the summit, you can see the forerunners back there. I'm stuck. It is uphill still. Then we've got all this snow along here. It's level, so we may be able to crawl it. I'm worried about sliding off to the right a little bit there, but it just goes, I'll turn around, show you. It just goes on and on and on. And I think this is going to be the kind of thing where we're going to spend all day going just a couple of miles. If we turn around, which Andreas doesn't want to do, if we turn around, it's all downhill and shouldn't be too difficult. And then we can find another way through. Okay, so we've walked maybe another 0.1 of a mile, and it's still, you can see behind me, that's the way we'd be going. And it's still just covered in snow, and there's another tree down right there. And all this, if I focus on it, it's all just leaning off to the right down here. It's gonna be too much of a struggle. I mean, it's gonna take us hours to get this far. So I've called it. I know Andreas still kind of wants to try, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I'm looking, I don't know. I was fine on the straight snow all the way until we got to this lean right here. I think I can see my camper just picking a spot right there.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And we don't know how many more trees are down along here either. So what we do know is it's about 2.5, 3 miles back to before the snow started. So we can go back that way and pick up one of the other trails and go around. Just 40 minutes after turning around, we were back out of the snow, a distance that had taken us 5.5 hours the previous day. We continued backtracking to the next split in the trail and stopped to consult the atlas. I always take paper atlases with me, and it's for times like this. We had a number of options to get out, but all of the routes to the south would take us along small roads across high altitudes. Our best option took us west and all the way back into Montana. So after yesterday's cold and exhausting adventure, we are set up at Lolo Hot Springs, and we're right on the creek here at the campground. Lolo Hot Springs is just over the road. We're going to lay out everything. We had a lot of condensation last night inside the tent because we left it probably a little too zipped up. So unfortunately the stuff in there is kind of damp, like the sleeping bag and the comforter and mattress are a little damp. So we're going to lay all that out, get it drying, let it air out tonight as well, and go over, soak in the hot springs. I'll see you tomorrow. The next morning, it was time to make some decisions. Elizabeth and I were running out of time and had to be home in a few days. We could go back into Idaho and try to see as much as we could in a short time, then rush home, or we could take our time getting home, seeing the sights along the way. We decided to save Idaho for another time and do it properly.
It's been awesome surviving with you guys. See you all next year.
Andreas was able to stay in Idaho. After a quick stop to replace his tire, they all headed off to spend the day in Seven Devils Mountains in West Idaho.
I thought I was done with this. I did this for hours yesterday. Now, 50 feet away from the perfect campsite. Winching again. Well, after getting myself and the truck and the camper out of the snow, we got us this pretty nice campsite. Bathroom nearby. Not a bad view. We got the Seven Devil Mountains, Seven Towers, whatever. And then if we just walk to the other side, yep, that's Hills Canyon over there. You can make it out.
As Andreas headed south, Elizabeth and I were just pulling into the Black Hills. I had taken the time to plan a route the previous day. The route planning was made really easy using the enhanced motor vehicle use maps I'd ordered from axlesandantennas.com. The maps allow me to easily identify the paved and unpaved roads, as well as those that are maintained versus unmaintained. First stop was Bear Mountain. Back in the warmth. What is it, like 80 degrees here? It's a nice change from the snow of Idaho, and I don't know if it's quite as pretty out here. We're at Bear Mountain Lookout in the Black Hills of South Dakota, and you can see from here why it's called the Black Hills. If you look at the hills with all the pine trees behind me, from a distance they do have this black appearance. So we're going to explore around here for today and see some of the sights. I think we've got Custer State Park's not far away, Wind Cave if it's open, and what else? Badlands, yeah, Badlands slightly off to the east. While we were exploring South Dakota, Andreas was enjoying the trails of Idaho. That was until he came across a traffic jam in the woods. Highway 95, the main road down the west side of Idaho, was blocked by a landslide. As a result, everyone was taking the Forest Service roads. Meanwhile, we had gone across to the beautiful Custer State Park. The park is famous for its scenic roads and narrow tunnels along the Needles Highway, but what really sets it apart from other parks is the large bison herd. The 71,000-acre park is home to around 1,500 free-roaming bison. So today is July 3rd, and it happens to be my 10-year anniversary for moving to the United States. But it also happens to be the day that they're doing the some kind of celebration for tomorrow. I'm not sure. Something important, apparently. Something around to do with the 4th of July. So there's some fireworks at Mount Rushmore, and apparently the president's flying in to watch these fireworks. As a result, the state park was absolutely packed today, and all the roads, or a lot of the roads, are closed, including everything leading to Mount Rushmore. So we couldn't see it, so we're going to head out east now and try and camp as close as we can to Badlands National Park. By the time we got to Badlands National Park, it was early evening, and rather than stop and camp, we decided it would be the perfect time to check out the colorful formations. We continued out the east side of the park and drove into the night until we found a cool riverside camp on the Missouri River. The 4th of July was the last day of sightseeing for both of us. Andreas started his day at Craters of the Moon National Monument.
Alright guys, just taking a little scenic ride in the Craters of the Moon. This is an amazing place. This is something I hadn't seen before. I know that Hawaii's got this type of lava and Galapagos. But yeah, I hadn't seen this for myself. It's really impressive. It's really cool. Marlene's doing a decent job driving. She hasn't thrown me over yet, so we are enjoying the ride. There's literally nobody for miles, so this is awesome. What a way to spend the 4th.
While they continued southeast towards Bear Lake, Elizabeth and I were heading towards a place she had wanted to visit for a very long time. It was a little house on the prairie.
Well guys, this is where I sign off. My first video with Rob's cam. We'll see if he uses anything. I would appreciate it if he at least uses one picture. Anyway, we missed you, Rob and Elizabeth. Next time you need to stick around because these places are awesome. Can't wait for the next trip. Here we got our last campsite. Well, we'll be camping in some pretty boring places going home, but this is it for tonight. This is it for this trip. Thanks for tuning in, and hopefully we see you guys in a video sooner than later.
I was very jealous. While our brief time in Idaho was a memorable adventure, we saw so little of it, and I definitely need to go back. I can't be too disappointed though. We still had an incredible time and got to see some of the most beautiful areas in the United States, covering a little over 8,000 miles in 31 days. This is an incredible country with so much variety. If you haven't already, make sure you go back and watch this series from the start, or look out for the full-length version that will be out just before Christmas. A special thanks goes out to my Patreon supporters. Without them, this series would not have been possible, and they help keep this channel free from corporate sponsorships for everyone. You can find more information at patreon.com/Revere Overland. You can also help simply by liking the videos, subscribing to the YouTube channel, and even just sharing these videos with your friends. Thanks for watching.